Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Well, the drivers of the Dirt Revival Tour now find themselves in virtual Brazelton, Georgia, trying to conquer the now, unfortunately, archived track of Lanier. Ladies and gentlemen, my name, Mac Nelson. Thank you so much for inviting us into your homes here tonight for the Dirt Revival Tour, season number 3. Round number 2. I'll be up here in the booth. I'll be your lone voice, making all the calls, pushing all the buttons. When it comes to the decisions down there on track, I do believe race controls are somebody in the Midwest Sim Sports family. The tree, it might be Mr. Shotzi, it might be Crispy, it might be Emmy Wilson. I have no idea. Qualifying is just set to get underway, so you'll have that in the background while I explain to you guys where exactly we are in the world. I said it just a little bit ago. We are in Brazelton, Georgia. It's going to be Lanier. Opened in 1982. They opened as a dirt oval before they got paved in the 1980s quickly, becoming a staple of the Georgia short track racing scene. And if I'm not mistaken, it's just outside Atlanta. What you guys know about that Magic City? Come on now, I know James Harden loves it. I've never been, but I can tell you if James Harden loves it, I love it too. Looking at the schedule, what we have here is round number 2 at Lanier National Speedway. We're going to be doing 80 laps of war here tonight. Round number 3. Going to Lernerville up in Pennsylvania. We'll be doing that for 70 laps on July the 13th. Remember, guys, this is a bi-weekly series, so you're not going to be catching the action every week, but you're going to be catching it every other week. Round number 4, we had the I-55. Officially billed as the Federated Auto Parts Raceway Park. That will be on July 27th. That will be 80 laps as well. Round 3 going to be 70. And then our final round, round number 5, August the 10th, 100 laps around the dirt track at Charlotte. Cannot wait for you guys to see some of that. We'll expand the timing table so you can see the stories that are brewing here at Lanier. As I get my mic situated, I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. Might be a little bit of rustling, a little bit of ruckus that you might be able to hear. Here's Stephen Gaines III, representing HGR, Fusion Setup Shop, Outlaw Graphics, and NLRA. He is your current quickest late model out there with a 13.14. Aiden Lambert going to be right behind him. Without further ado, gentlemen, it's time to get into heat race number 1. And the sun has already went down here on the East Coast, so you guys are going to be getting night racing the whole way through. Let's take you through that starting grid for the first heat race. Stephen Gaines III, your fastest driver. Going to be in that P1 position. Aiden Lewis in the number 55. He hopes to continue his run of form here on the dirt side of things. P3 going to be Nate Wimhoff. Outside row number 2 going to be Kevin Horner. In the number 121, Brandon Jones is going to be in P5. In that number 15, Willie T. Mr. William Thayer. Haven't seen him in a while. He will be in the number 63 car with T.J. Boyd, rounding out the grid in 7th in that number 19. Well, guys, it's the Outpost Racing Network. My name, Mac Nelson, had a little bit of a short intro there. If I'm being quite honest with you, the Arby's I had for lunch decided to not agree with me about 10 minutes before practice was over here, so I was a little short-sighted on anything besides that, if you know what I mean, so I apologize for that. Got me just a tiny bit flustered. I do believe we have the cameras in place. Yes, we do. We do have a spotting tower. iRacing official Pastro going to make its way off of the racing surface. We are green. Going to be 10 laps, gentlemen. Top 2 are going to make it in. Although with the car count, I do believe everyone's going to make it in regardless. Here's Aiden Lewis now battling for his life for that P2 position. Kevin Horner trying desperately to chase Aiden Lewis. That's going to be the 121. Nate Wimhoff can't sleep on him. He's right behind Kevin Horner, but unfortunately, he's got a whole lot of problems brewing up in the form of Willie T and Brandon Jones. T.J. Boyd, we'll look at him just a quick second. He is not having the best time out there currently. He is well off the pace by a good 4 or 5 tenths, so maybe not the proper setup. He's going to have to get back into the pits and try to figure something out. Kevin Horner, Aiden Lewis still going at it. Going to be slider line thrown by Kevin Horner the last time around, turn number 3. We'll see what happens this time around. As it's Kevin Horner and Aiden Lewis. Aiden Lewis going to slide to that inside, but he is going to wash up. He's going to deny the possibility of Kevin Horner being able to get to that top side and get that momentum squared away, but Kevin Horner says, I don't really care. He is going to find a tremendous amount of pace around the bottom to middle side of that racetrack. Top hasn't quite come in yet, obviously. It's going to be a little further on through the night before we see some of that. But Kevin Horner trying his luck here, trying to make sure that Aiden Lewis stays behind him. He is in that final transfer spot, so everything to play for here. If you are Kevin Horner, Stephen Gaines III going to be out and away. 2 sticks up in the air for Barney the Flagman. 2 more trips around the racetrack before we have the conclusion to our heat race number 1. It has been dominated by SG3, but Kevin Horner here in the 1-2-1 trying his hardest to stay alive, get through by default. Aiden Lewis has one more stab, but I think he's going to be a little too far back to make anything even remotely possible. Around the bottom cannot be enough. Stephen Gaines takes the win with Kevin Horner in P2. Aiden Lewis going to be on the bottom step of that rostrum in P3. Nate Wimhoff, Willie T, Brandon Jones, and T.J. Boyd going to round out that heat race finishing. Kazi, Mr. Derek Darnell, says he doesn't think he's going to be able to make it in time. That is a shame, as it would have been really nice to see that 86 out here on the track tonight. Once again, big shout out to anybody who might not be able to make the race, so you choose to spend it in the chat room. We appreciate that. It helps the league. It helps the network. Hope we're bringing you some good, entertaining broadcasts here. We'll get into this heat race number 2 grid. It's going to be led by Aiden Lambert, part of Lighting Sim Sports, although I'm pretty sure it's probably supposed to say Lightning. Kinzer Tosh in the number 8 car, going to be P2. Jordan McLean, he had a really good run Friday in the Sling and Dirt Series. He's going to be in P3, that number 16 car. Jeffrey Hyatt going to be in P4. Dylan Alford, part Part of Lab Rats Racing in P5. Landon Rourke in P6. Jordan Andrews in that number 13. And Justin Upchurch in the number 27. He will be rounding out our grid of 8. iRacing official pace truck about to make its way into the safety of the pit lane. We'll get back into our spotting tower. It's all going to be on Aiden Lambert. He is going to push the button halfway through turn 4. We are green for 10 laps. Once again, here at Lanier, Jordan McLean, not the best, or most, I should say, momentum coming out of turn number 2. He is going to check the rest of the field up just a tiny bit. Now that's Kinzer Tosh trying to make a move early on Jordan McLean. He was not a fan of the speed he had coming around turn 1 and 2 on that opening lap. He is going to try to get out in front of him and continue his chase, but unfortunately, Jeffrey Hyatt nips that in the butt before anybody can even say anything. Jeffrey Hyatt in that number 2 car, posted as an 11 in the league in a drag race with Kinzer Tosh, but he is trying to make that top side work. He's kind of arcing into it instead of running the wall for the entire corner. And it seems to be doing well. Kinzer Tosh is slowly losing ground on the field after starting P2. Had a really good qualifying session. Not able to find it during this heat race. Justin Upchurch, another driver in that number 0, I believe. Yes, that chromed red and black number 0. And to be fair, that is a very good-looking car. Landon Rourke going to be behind him. Not exactly the best of starts for him. Not completely how he imagined this going, I would think. But Jordan McLean firmly holding that last transfer spot, that P2 position. He's got Jeffrey Hyatt hungry behind him. But we all know Jeffrey Hyatt is no stranger to late race heroics. It happens a lot of the time. He is a big saver. He doesn't like pushing anything too hard at the beginning. It was 2 sticks up in the air for Barney the Flagman last time around. Now Aiden Lambert comes around taking the white flag. And I don't think he was with us last round, so making his DRT Season 3 debut, Aiden Lambert's going to get himself a heat race win. That coming in heat race number 2. Jordan McLean finishing in P2. Jeffrey Hyatt finishing up that podium spot. He's going to be the first driver out. Kinzer Tosh in that best of the rest P4 slot. As for heat race number 3, grid is up and at 'em, so we will take you through the lineups. Tyler Bickford in the number 07. Going to be on that pole position for Midwest. Scott Colm Jr., part of KRE. Going to be in P2. K-Dub, Kevin Walker, part of Adapt Sim Sports in that number 24. He is going to be starting P3 with Zach Gold. Starting in P4, Dalston Rutherford in P5 with Zach Staggs in P6, Casey Borgmeyer, Jamie Kreutoff, P7 and P8 respectively. And if I'm not mistaken, I do believe this might be... I believe this is Zach Staggs in the number 18. I believe this is his debut with DRT, as we're going to get a firm button push on the number 07 of Tyler Bickford. He is going to lead the dogs away. And we get started here in heat race number 3, and we are already going to have a yellow flag. As I don't actually know why we have a yellow flag out. I'll be honest, I was looking through my notes for a certain statistic regarding Zach Staggs, and I didn't really get to see what exactly happened. I do notice Tyler Bickford is going towards the back, so maybe an illegal start by our leader, Tyler Bickford. Regardless, it's going to be Scott Colm Jr. who will be leading us away, I believe, unless they just give the honors to K-Dub because he was inside of that row, although I don't believe that's how it'll work. As a driver still pacing around. As I was starting to say, I didn't know where the pace car was. I thought maybe the pace car had bugged out and just not decided to show itself, but they were just really far back behind the pace car. Everything should be all good now. Kevin Walker has the button. Going to be a little bit of a bad start there from Dalston Rutherford. He kind of chose to just do his own thing, which is completely legal. He is on the left side of the car. He just cannot pass before the start-finish line. He might not even be able to get up beside the car. Regardless, K-Dub out in front. He is firmly leading heat race number 3. We're 2 laps in. Drivers about to complete their 3rd lap. Dalston Rutherford being approached by Tyler Bickford. Bickford looking to take advantage of that fast bottom lane before the top really gets too worn in. But as you can see, drivers starting to really prefer that top side, able to keep it pinned, to keep the momentum high, and these super late models keep that rear end turning. Traverse around the track as fast as possible. 5 laps to go, and unfortunately, we're not really seeing many changes here in position. Zach Gold really trying to force the issue and get up under Dalston Rutherford inside of turns number 3 and 4. He likes running that wide 1 and 2, get the run down into turn number 3. Dalston Rutherford's gonna wash up. This might be an opportunity for him. He cannot get anything to fall there. Kevin Walker now being challenged by Scott Colm Jr. The lead has been shrunk to under 2/10. You can see right there, drivers almost touching that 32, almost coming to blows with the 24. He gets on the inside out of turn number 2. K-Dub not really protecting that inside to the best of his ability. White flag in the air. Here comes Tyler Bickford around the outside. This is going to be for your final transfer spot. Bickford and Scott Colm Jr. Bickford has the momentum, and he's going to get him at the line. Tyler Bickford gonna get that transfer spot over Scott Colm Jr. And what composure and what intensity from Tyler Bickford to get that done. We will have a B main to determine who makes it into the race. Although I looked at the list and I thought we had just 24 cars here to where everyone makes it. However, there's a very good chance I missed one. We might be cutting one driver, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not sure of the specifics, as we've got some love for K-Dub coming in from Kevin Walker, 7102. We appreciate you guys coming into the chat, sounding off on who you are rooting for. As we take a look at the league intel before we get started with this consi, we are at Lanier for 80 laps here tonight. We'll be going to Lernerville next week, where the drivers will be trading in these very tight, very narrow white walls for the berm of death up there in Pennsylvania. We'll see how many it claims, and I made the mistake. I said next week. This is a bi-weekly series. So it's not going to be next week. It's going to be in 2 weeks' time, but it'll be the next time The Dirt Revival Tour Season 3 comes at you. And man, oh man, how exciting will that be? Getting a good look at our first two out there, Aiden Lewis and Jeffrey Hyatt. Those two for sure. I don't want to say for sure because anything is possible, but there's a very good chance they're going to be making it into the show. iRacing official pace truck. Going to make its way into the safety of the pit lane. Big sleep by Scott Colm Jr. And everybody's going to bunch it up off that. That's going to be a lot of damage, and a caution flag comes out. So we'll go back and take a look here. And as you can see, in the beginning, we'll actually run that back one more time for you. In the beginning, you see here, Scott Colm just didn't really get out to the start very well, so he felt the need to over-push it. That managed him to carry way too much speed into the corner. He's going to hit Jeffrey Hyatt, and then it kind of just becomes a crapshoot after that. A lot of drivers getting hit in that. I believe that's the number 16 of Landon Rourke. Maybe the number 14. I'm not sure. But regardless, little bit of a foolish start there, a little bit of shenanigans, but we're going to get boxed back up. We'll be racing this consolation here very shortly, and don't go anywhere, folks. The 80-lap feature coming up after the consolations right here on the Outpost Racing Network. Who is going to claim victory in week number 2? There's only one way to find out, and that's, you just got to sit here and watch it. Aiden Lewis is going to push the button again. 11 laps to go. Nate Wimhoff already trying to sneak down to the inside of teammate Jeffrey Hyatt. As I believe Nate Wimhoff electing to go on that bottom side. I don't think he's really being forced, or doesn't seem to be the body language of his car. It looks like he prefers down there right now, although he is going to slide up into that real slick middle lane. Oh, and Kinzer Tosh going to be getting into it with Dalston Rutherford, maybe not able to see him, and there's Kinzer Tosh again. Now here comes Dalston Rutherford, going to cross him over after the very tight move that Kinzer Tosh was given to Dalston Rutherford, and Rutherford gives it back. They're going to be 4 wide back there. This is an absolute war going on back in, well, not even the back. This is for P5. You can see the 3 front runners right there, Lewis, Hyatt, and Wimhoff, and the calamity is going to be starting right behind them. Dalston Rutherford, though, after all that, is going to be leading this pack. He sits in that best of the rest 4th position. 5 laps to go here. Justin Upchurch wanting to throw his name into the hat in that red and black 0, but he can't really find the pace. It's going to be a 13.81 for him that last time around, and it's going to be 13.7s and 13.6s for the drivers ahead of him, but he's got a move now on Kinzer Tosh. He gets that done, and unfortunately for Tosh, he's kind of just going backwards. Clayton Johnson in the 25 here. He is currently sitting in P8. He is in the number 25. Like I said, that super late model looking very, very well. And it's hard to get all these numbers straight. A lot of their numbers that they're assigned to in the league are different from the numbers on their car. I'm sure you guys know about it at this point. One more lap for Aiden Lewis, and he is going to continue his run of form. He didn't get it done in the heat, but he is going to win the consolation here. Before our main event, Aiden Lewis, Nate Wimhoff, Jeffrey Hyatt going to be your podium finishers. Justin Upchurch, Kinzer Tosh rounding out the top 5. Justin Upchurch up 7 positions, might I add, from P11 to P4. So very well done by them. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I think we'll be doing the quick 6 now, which is going to be really hard to keep up with, guys, because it is kind of a free-flowing, freestyle kind of thing, so we're not necessarily going to have the timing tower to watch out for to make sure we get it done properly. But we'll take a look. We've got the 6 going out now. It looks like we're going to see K-Dub, Stephen Gaines the third, Aiden Lambert, Tyler Bickford, Kevin Horner, and Jordan McLean. Those are going to be your quick 6. They're going to line things up. They're going to do a couple laps to determine their starting order for this main event. If we look at Kevin Walker there, K-Dub in the 24 for Adapt Sim Sports. He's one of those guys, man, he always seems to get better every single week you take him out to the track. I remember just about a year ago, maybe 14 months ago, as drivers are going to get started here for the Dash Quick 6, well, you know, whatever you want to call it. And Kevin Walker, there were very, very evident signs that, you know, there was a lot left to learn for him. And now, although still pretty young in age, he drives like such a grizzled vet. He's so clean, so smart out there on the racetrack. He's going to war right now with Kevin Horner. Kevin Horner going to throw the slider out in front of him. SG3 going to be leading things as it stands. And that's going to be the number 0 of Aiden Lambert behind him. Or the number 2, I apologize. It's kind of hard to see with all the shadows. It's very dark here. Kevin Horner and Aiden Lambert going to be hitting the wall there. Kevin Walker with a little bit of an opportunity now. He is trying to take advantage of that bottom side. Not able to get it done across the line. And that's going to be Kevin Horner, who is currently sitting in third. It's going to be the 5 and 24. Behind him, Tyler Bickford in that 07 is unfortunately going to be the last of our quick 6 currently. But SG3, Stephen Gaines the third, looking quite incredible out there right now. Not sure how many laps the Dash is, but Stephen Gaines comfortably in control so far. Aiden Lambert in P2, Kevin Horner gonna be in P3, Kevin Walker, K-Dub in P4, Jordan McLean going to be in that last spot actually, with Tyler Bickford in the 07, going to be right in front of him and around that time. And that is going to do it. So I believe your order might be Gaines, Lambert, Horner, Walker, McLean, and Bickford. Maybe Bickford and then McLean. Like I said, I don't really have anything to see it. Because it is just a warm-up. I wish iRacing would get a little more technical. I wish they'd get a little more complex and allow the dirt community to do some cool stuff like that. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, while these drivers go into their warm-up, we're going to take a quick break here. Make sure you go to the bathroom, get your snacks, do whatever you need, because when we come back, it's going to be the Dirt Revival Tour Season number 3, Round number 2, live from Lanier right here on the Outpost Racing Network.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
There might be some rain coming through. We expect rain soon. Rain is close. The session has been declared wet. No sign of this rain stopping. Rain is clearing up. Rain should be gone for now. Nothing but sunshine all day.
Masker can't defend. He's got the outside line for the second part, and he can't hold on.
Going the long way around. We're going to be 3 wide for the lead as they all come to the line. Who is going to take it in the end?
And here comes Lockwood. He's going to make the move to the outside. Quinn tries to force him off a little bit, but there he goes. It's going to be side by side through turn 1.
Will he be able to cover him off? He does. Weaving back to the left-hand side. Reynolds is trying everything. The kitchen sink is being thrown at it.
They're leaning on each other. Coming into turn number 3. It's going to be a drag race through 3 and 4. Coming back to the line. Here comes Frisch on the bottom.
Richard's going to hold the inside. Tries to be the late breaker here. They're going to be side by side through the final chicane. They bang doors, but keep it clean.
As they're still 4 wide on the run down into the back straightaway. Demerit's looking for a line as well. What is going on in Michigan?
Novak into the fence. They're still beating and banging.
Oh,
and
my
to the line.
He is much faster coming through there. Is there damage on Challenger? Aphrodite is ahead. It's going to be a race to the line. Who is going to get it?
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Well, if you are familiar with this track, or you should be, we just raced on it for about 35 minutes, but welcome back to the Dirt Revival Tour Season number 3, live from Lanier here on the Outpost Racing Network. I am your host and lone voice in the booth here tonight, Mac Nelson. Pushing all the buttons, making all the calls. And it has been one heck of a night, I can guarantee you that. If you haven't enjoyed yourself, well, I just don't think you're a big enough fan of racing. These drivers have been slinging these late models across the track. We'll get you a look at your heat number 1 results. Stephen Gaines III and Kevin Horner advancing to the feature there. If you look at heat number 2, Aiden Lambert and Jordan McLean were the ones to get that done. Heat number 3, K-Dub, Mr. Kevin Walker, and Tyler Bickford were the 2 moving on from that. We had a quick 6 just a few minutes ago. So we'll start from the 7th position, because I have already forgot with my big peanut brain, I have already forgotten the running order from the quick 6. So with your grid, P7 is going to be Aiden Lewis, P8 going to be Nate Wimhoff, Jeffrey Hyatt, Justin Upchurch. Getting you to the top 10, Kinzer Tosh, Zach Gold, going to be row number 6. Row number 7 starts with Clayton Johnson and Landon Rourke, Dylan Alford, and Brandon Jones. Will be making up row number 8. Row number 9 sees Casey Borgmeyer in the number 10 and Dalston Rutherford in the number 5. Part of Trackside Dynamics, TJ Boyd and Zach Staggs are going to be filling row number 10 with Jordan Endries and Scott Colm Jr. in row 11. Row number 12, Jamie Kroitoff and William T. Thayer. That's Willie T. Big shout out to Mr. Willie T. He was one of the sponsors on a previous season of the Dirt Revival Tour. Nice to see him in the lineup, getting some racing in. Things are going to be just a tiny bit weird, but I'll try to sort them out for you. It looks like it's going to be Stephen Gaines III, who is going to be starting on pole for this feature. It's going to be Aiden Lambert on the outside of him, Kevin Horner, and K-Dub making up row number 2, and that's Tyler Bickford and Jordan McLean, I apologize, in row number 3. That's going to be your P5 and P6. Around turns number 3 and 4, we are green for 80 laps. here at Lanier. Kevin Horner wasting no time trying to get to the front. He's going to be forcing the issue down low very quick on the P2 driver of Aiden Lambert, but we cannot sleep on Kevin Walker. K-Dub, a part of Adapt Sim Sports, trying to find a way around the outside of Aiden Lambert right now, and to be honest, I just don't think the top's going to be too far in. I don't think it's going to be worked in enough just yet, K-Dub. You might have to adventure a little later on in the race to find the pace that you so want. Stephen Gaines the third. I nicknamed him SG3 because, to be honest, it just kind of sounded cool. I think I'm going to stick with it, but Mr. Gaines trying to keep it as far out in front of Aiden Lambert as possible, but Aiden Lambert, part of Lightning Sim Sports, trying his hardest to mimic that line that SG3 is running. He's trying his best to keep the pace up, keep that minimum momentum as raised as he can to get that super late model around the track as fast as possible. Here comes K-Dub behind him, trying to circle around, make something work. He's kind of just sitting as a bystander right now. He's kind of watching the pressure that Aiden Lambert's putting onto SG3, but he's not really adding to it. He's not giving anything for Aiden Lambert to stress about. He wants to keep this pack compact. He wants to keep them together because the more cars that are fighting for the lead, that's more stress that goes on the leader. It's less time he can worry about just putting in lap after lap and pushing this lead out. Tyler Bickford back there in P5. Struggling just a tiny bit here at Lanier tonight. We'll have to see if he can, reinforce that with some better pace as we get going. And it's going to be a yellow flag in the air. Well, that's an awkward one, gentlemen. I forgot to re-hit the mute button when I went to take a drink of my water, so I do apologize. Yeah, that is going to be Brandon Jones. Just a little contact, a little incident into the wall. That's going to slow things up. We're going to have our first caution of the night. iRacing official pace truck making its way into the safety, releasing the hounds again, and just like that, we are green. It's like it never happened. K-Dub going for a move on Aiden Lambert. He's not able to make it stick. Kevin Horner, Tyler Bickford bunching up behind them. So this time, almost better for SG3 because it seems like P2 is getting fed a lot of this pressure now instead of P1. So for SG3, it's just one goal, keep everybody behind you at all cost. And you can see Stephen Gaines, he uses these laps that he knows Aiden Lambert cannot make a move on. He uses those laps to experiment, find where the pace is. And if Aiden Lambert catches up for that lap, then you know you're in the wrong spot. So that's what he's going to do. He's just going to kind of shimmy around, try to find this grip while all these other drivers are battling, because the more that they battle, that's the slower average lap time they have, and that's more opportunity for SG3 to get out and away. Here's Kevin Walker trying to defend from the 121 of Kevin Horner. Tyler Bickford, nothing but a spectator for this chaos and calamity that's currently going down. Tyler Bickford has had a very good run of things in the past few weeks. He's been winning some races. He won the Sling and Dirt Series Street Stock race last Friday, so he was absolutely wheeling Those Outlaw Street Stocks, unfortunately, wasn't able to get the win in the Hooked Up Super Late Model Series. That one went to Chase Copeland, who is not here tonight. I think his tummy hurt just a little bit, so he wasn't able to make the race. So everybody send your thoughts and prayers over to Chase Copeland. Steven Gaines the third in the lead now with Aiden Lambert behind him in that Lightning Sim Sports number 2. And I know it says lighting. I'm just banking on the fact that I think it was supposed to say lightning and he might have just missed the N. That's what I'm kind of hoping for with that one, but he is going to be lightning quick here tonight in that super late model. He is hooked up. He is biting off that right rear. That car seems to be perfectly planted in the corner every single time around. We'll go a little ways back to Clayton Johnson, who is battling Jeffrey Hyatt in that P8 spot. So this is going to be a battle for 8th place, and Jeffrey Hyatt, we know his MO, only 20 laps currently completed, 60 more to go. We know what he loves to do. He loves to take things slow, and I mean, you can just see him right there, just barely putting this car around. He is going to be a force late race. Meanwhile, Scott Colm Jr., who is up 10 spots currently. He was in P22. He sits in P12 on the precipice of breaking into that top 10. What a result it would be for him here from that insanely come-from-behind drive. Dylan Alford not having the best of luck currently for Lab Rats Racing. He started this race in P15. And he is now down into P22, and it looks like TJ Boyd has had a little bit of a moment, so we're going to go yellow. Let's have a gander at what could have happened here in the number 15, and I'm not sure if the contact with the 10 is what done it, or if maybe it was a little too hard on the brake pedal, a little too hard of a send into setting the car for that corner, but he is going to be up and around. And that is what gave us the yellow flag. So it's going to be our second caution of the night. There is SG3, your current leader, looking to get a race done here tonight. Also, a big shout out to Atlas VGO and all the sponsors of the series. World of Thunder Esports League, Wotel, established 2017. Big shout out to them as well for hopping on board, being such a unique and generous patron for the series. Also, Lab Rats Racing. We bring up their drivers, but we don't bring up them. Big shout out to Lab Rats Racing for hopping on board with their generosity, their support to the league. More importantly, their belief in the vision, in the revival tour of the Dirt Series. See, in my opinion, you don't really get this action anywhere else. Green flag in the air. I was about to go into a tangent. I thought the pace truck was going to go around one more time. Tyler Bickford trying to get down on the inside of Aiden Lambert. Going to make a little bit of contact there. No harm, no foul. We keep racing. Kevin Walker, K-Dub in the 24. He is still sitting in that P4 spot. He started this race, I think, in P2, or no, maybe P3 from the Quick 6. Once again, Peanut Brain, I cannot remember, but regardless, all 6 drivers of that Quick 6 are still in, and they are still in that 6-man running order. Now, I'm not sure if they are in the same exact order, but they are still in the top 6. Tyler Bickford up 3 spots into that P3 spot. Aiden Lewis in the number 55. He is currently being tracked down by none other than Jeffrey Hyatt, who has now decided to put just a little bit of pep in his step with 51 laps to go. Going to be a great run there out of Clayton Johnson, choosing the high side early. And it's going to get him a lot of momentum coming down this back straight. He is going to weave in between Hyatt and Aiden Lewis. Makes a little bit of contact with Aiden Lewis. Really close to a very good move from the 25 of Clayton Johnson there. However, going to kind of use Aiden Lewis to get himself stopped into that corner. I'm sure Aiden Lewis will be returning a receipt to him later. There you see the 27, or the 0, I should say, of Justin Upchurch. In a fantastic position to do some great things, while Nate Wimhoff not entirely losing a bunch of pace yet, but you can tell he's experimenting with that car. I don't believe he's currently happy with how he's running, and I don't think he might agree with the track and the state of it. So he is going to try to experiment running that top, and to be fair, lap times are looking pretty good. It's going to be a 39 out of him. Last time around, everybody around him running 4s and 5s, so if he can get that to click, and more importantly, get it to stick, he will be making some really good moves here as we eclipse past halfway. We'll do so in 5 laps time. Currently, drivers have completed 35 laps, working on 36. That will be claimed now with SG3 crossing the line. Aiden Lambert still only half a second back. So what we normally see is a driver usually get out to about a 2.5 second lead, 3 second lead in these league races. But here in the Dirt Revival Tour, you don't really see that often. All these drivers are putting everything out on the line every single week. They do not falter, they do not conserve, they do not play slow. They are just nothing but fast, man. They are on the loud pedal. I mean, these guys are immaculate sim racers. I'm sure some of them are immaculate racers in real life as well, but when we talk about just the simulator, some of these guys, I mean, SG3 boasting an incredible 7,400 I rating. Aiden Lambert also with a 4.5. Tyler Bickford, 6.4. K-Dub, 6.0. So these guys are in the upper echelon, man. They are in that top 5%, and they show it every single week. They never leave anything to doubt. And it makes for really fun, really important, and really entertaining racing. Battle for P6 going on. Clayton Johnson has decided to put a little more stock in his grid position. He was battling for P11, P12 just a little bit ago. Now he finds himself in P6. He has found the pace, and we see another yellow flag, and it looks like it's going to be Casey Borgmeyer, who has already managed to get himself back to the pits. We'll go see what happened to him. Ooh. Heavy on the wall there, and he's going to try to get things going, and no, he's not. He's going to stop on the racing surface. Didn't get back to pits in time, so that's going to be a yellow flag. So there you see it, your leader, SG3, followed by Aiden Lambert in the number 2. Tyler Bickford currently sits P3 in that number 07. K-Dub in P4. Kevin Horner in the 121, going to round out your top 5. And then it's Clayton Johnson, Jordan McLean, Jeffrey Hyatt, Nate Wimhoff, and Aiden Lewis, rounding out your top 10. Been a fantastic time currently, ladies and gentlemen. Drivers are boxing up, and we are green. Back again here at Lanier. And I take that back. We are not green. as that one was a little weird. Is something wrong with me? Am I tripping? I swear these drivers just started going as if they were going to be racing, but it appears not. Lights are out on the pace truck, however, so I do only think we're going to be making one more lap around. As Steven Gaines the third is being sent to the back, or maybe it's a 2-row grid penalty, or maybe an illegal start, jumping the start early. I must say I'm not totally familiar with their starting rules. I should probably do a little better job of that. Tyler Bickford is now going to get us started here as Aiden Lambert looking to make a move on him. 37 laps to go. SG3 and Kevin Horner are already coming to blows. And this isn't something you would have thought about because of their positions on the track, but SG3 and Kevin Horner are basically carbon copies of each other when it comes to the race style, and how they're fast here at Lanier is getting in your face and getting wild, and it's 3 wide already. 35 laps to go. The 25 of Clayton Johnson was going to be the meat in that sandwich, and we are yellow again, and that was just about to ramp up and get spicy. So we'll take a look here at Nate Wimhoff. What happened to him in the number 48? And it looks like, oh, Aiden Lewis is just going to catch a little bit of that rear end. I mean, just an absolute tiny bit. And that is going to be Nate Wimhoff around, and our 4th caution of the night. So we're going to be restarting this race for a 5th time. Drivers are going to need to be careful, especially the leader. It looks like the DRT race control staff not messing around with the jump starts, with any of the rules. They're being very strict, which is very good. Stick to your guns. Enforce the rules. I love it. Drivers are going to get lined back up. We will take our spot here in the spotting tower up here in the Outpost Racing Network broadcast booth. Green flag in the air. The 24 of K-Dub trying to hold off this pack of hounds as Steven Gaines the third hitting the wall here on the opening lap. He is going to have to get ready and get set back into that groove that he was in. He's trying to get around the 25 of Johnson now. He might be able to do it this time around. Going to be a heavy run out of him. And 3 wide again. It's going to be K-Dub, SG3, and Johnson. But now Aiden Lambert is now in the equation. That's going to be a yellow, and that's going to be Aiden Lambert into the wall. And that is going to be another yellow. Aiden Lambert, you can see he washes up here on the track. Maybe not sure if K-Dub was there. I would love to get another angle of this incident. As we'll watch here in slow motion, K-Dub is there. He is up alongside of him, has the run, and he chooses. I mean, K-Dub is completely against that wall. To be fair, K-Dub hit the wall from being squeezed off by Aiden Lambert. So I think Aiden Lambert might have just not known K-Dub was there, maybe trying to get to the wall. That might have sparked that little bit of contact, so. Yeah, Aiden Lambert in the pits. It doesn't look like K-Dub is getting any sort of punishment there, which, by all means, I don't think he should, so. Good on our race director, race control for that call. iRacing official pace truck gonna make its way in. We are green again here, folks. 49 laps completed, 31 to go, 4 wide for P2 already between SG3, Johnson, and Hyatt. SG3 just keeps batting down that wall, though. Before long, he might get a little bit of right rear suspension damage, maybe a little bit of damage to his wheel, and that is going to be another yellow. Zach Staggs is now going to be the one credited for the crash. We'll go back and take a look at how it got done. Oh, and just another situation of these drivers going 3 wide. So our 6th caution of the night. Ladies and gentlemen, now that we are into it, we're a little over halfway done with this feature race. Sound off in the comments who you are rooting for. I always love seeing who supports who in these situations, who's got motion behind them, who's got fans in the crowd cheering their name. I know Kevin Walker always has some fans in the chat. I've seen some hate clubs too, to be fair. If you know, you know, the Win Cash Wednesday series, Evan Horner. Or I'm sorry, the No Limit Racing Crown Jewel Tour, not the Win Cash Wednesday series. But apparently the No Limit Racing Crown Jewel Tour is kind of under a redacted environment now. You really don't bring it up. He who shall not be named. Tyler Bickford out to an incredible start, and we have a yellow flag again. I don't even know who it was this time. I'm not getting a notification that anybody crashed. Zach Staggs is entering the pit lane. So we'll look what happened to Zach Staggs here. I think this might be what accrued the yellow, and I take that completely back. Sorry, gentlemen, I have quite literally no idea what happened to provoke that yellow flag. That's going to be our 7th caution of the evening. And drivers getting boxed back up, grouped back up for what is going to be another restart to this race, make it the 8th start of the night. SG3, Stephen Gaines III, going to be waiting a long time for that one as he has retaken the lead. Here with 28 laps to go. K-Dub now throwing a slider, putting his name into the hat for race winner. And he is going to be hitting the wall big time, same as the 25 and the 5. The 2 of Stephen Gaines III trying to cross over these sliders. K-Dub gonna throw another effective one. He's able to keep it for a corner, but turns 1 and 2, he just cannot get right. That's where Stephen Gaines negates that advantage. That K-Dub gets in the other corner. He is going to hold it off for now. Clayton Johnson up 10 spots into that P3 position. Jeffrey Hyatt, Dalston Rutherford, they are jousting it out for P4, 25 laps to go. Kevin Horner down 3 spots in P7 with that 121. Jordan McLean now trying to guide the super late model down what I believe is just an ungodly slick track here. I mean, look at it. Completely dark, completely slicked over. I mean, it's got that metallic look. It is, without a doubt, a very slick racetrack. SG3 probably loving the conditions right now. Someone who is also loving the conditions. Got to be the number 2 of Jeffrey Hyatt. I wanted to say the number 6. I'm so used to seeing him in a number 6 car. Unfortunately, that is just maybe no more. I haven't seen him run the 6 in a few weeks now, but more to the point, Clayton Johnson trying to squeeze in between. He tried to squeeze in between our 2 current leaders, Stephen Gaines III and Jeffrey Hyatt, but he was not able to make it stick. Dalston Rutherford now has gotten that P4 position under wraps, and Jordan McLean and Kevin Horner are going very hard. They are fighting tooth and nail for this P5 spot. Kevin Horner currently has the advantage. Here comes McLean around the top side, and is this where McLean wanted to be all along? I don't think so, because here he comes diving deep down into turn number 3 on Kevin Horner, but he just cannot get the second half of the corner to be as fast as it is on the way in. Maybe just a little too much speed being carried in. He's not able to pivot and turn the momentum alongside the corner. I believe he might be washing up because of how worn in this track is. Going to be beating the wall down there in turns 1 and 2. Here comes Tyler Bickford to maybe save the race here, rescue it in some sorts, get as high up on the grid as he possibly can. But Jeffrey Hyatt now being guarded heavily by Clayton Johnson in that number 25, Dalston Rutherford, trying to make it work along the top side here. He is also chasing down Clayton Johnson, but Dalston Rutherford up 14 positions from P18 to P14. And now we have 13 laps left. Drivers completing 6, 7. Working on number 68 currently, Jeffrey Hyatt. In a world of hurt, there's a big ocean between him and Stephen Gaines. It is only 7/10 of a second, but when you look at all the close battling that's been happening tonight, 7/10 seems like an absolute ocean. It seems like a mile. It's only going to be 3/10 of a second back to the battle for P3 between Johnson, Rutherford, and Horner. Kevin Horner wasn't really in this picture until just a few corners ago. He is currently running a 14.64, while the drivers in front of him are running 14.59s. But hey, look at this. Jeffrey Hyatt in P2 running a 14.7. So what that says to me is Clayton Johnson's pressure is working. Jeffrey Hyatt's losing time on Clayton Johnson. Dalston Rutherford right there as well. If something were to pop off, he wants to be the first responder. He wants to be the immediate winner from some sort of chaos happening in front of him. Kevin Horner almost playing sheriff on the bottom side of that track. He has got the bottom and mid lines all posted up, all boarded up. You shall not pass on his Gandalf type stuff. But Stephen Gaines III is out here trying to run away with it. Jeffrey Hyatt is just barely hanging on. It's by a thread, but will it be for Nye? Jeffrey Hyatt did run 2/10 faster last time around, and it's going to be another lap in the advantage of Stephen, or in Jeffrey Hyatt, I should say. The gap now from him to Stephen Gaines was only 3/10 of a second. Here comes Hyatt. 4 laps to go here at Lanier. Round number 2, and that's going to be a yellow flag with 4 laps remaining. If we take a look here at Justin Upchurch, I believe he might be the yellow. Yeah, he was going to slide into the pits. I'm not sure if that was intentional or if maybe he Messed up the exit of that corner, but he sits in the pit lane now, and he is gonna have to go all the way to the back. As I apologize, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for me to take my allergy medicine. I must do that very, very quickly. I do so dearly apologize. Luckily, I have it right here in arm's reach, though. As do not worry, I don't believe the white flag is actually out. I'm pretty sure caution flags do not count. Steven Gaines III now has the choir at his hilt. He is at the helm of this situation and almost 3 wide as Dalston Rutherford loves prepping down on the left side of that leader. 4 wide almost as we have 3 laps to go. SG3 still firmly out in front. Heavy in tow is going to be Jeffrey Hyatt. 2 sticks in the air for Barney the Flagman. If we can get across the line, things might be official. It's going to be the battle of the 2s, SG3 and Jeffrey Hyatt. That time around, it does indeed go to Hyatt. Down on the inside, SG3 with a very big blunder. And that's going to be the race. He hit the wall in turns 1 and 2. Jeffrey Hyatt wins here at Lanier. Round number 2 is going into the camp of Midwest Sim Sports, and Jeffrey Hyatt is back in victory lane. SG3 with a crazy good showing, but at the end he just could not muster up the strength. Dalston Rutherford up 16, or no, I apologize, 15 positions on the grid to bring home the final spot on that podium. What an incredible run there from Dalston Rutherford. Wow, absolutely speechless. It all came down to that final caution. Man, oh man. How cool was that ending? Jeffrey Hyatt. Jeffrey Hyatt winning it. I'm catching up on the chat, ladies and gentlemen. I apologize. I did get an update from Blake Culver and some others. Yes, jumping start on the restart. Yes, gentlemen, thank you very much for clearing that up with me. I appreciate that. I wish there was a way that I could just have very, very softly in my ear what may or may not be happening when it comes to the decision making.
Hey, Mac.
But, yes, sir. And now resuming, I had to get word from Mr. Crispy about the official results there, and it does indeed stand. So our first interview going to come in the form of Dalston Rutherford. Dalston, Mac up here in the booth, you got a copy?
Yep.
Dalston, man, you got to walk me through it. You started this race in P18. You finish it on the bottom step of that rostrum in P3. Tell me, how did it feel having to fight basically a war for the entirety of the race?
Didn't feel good, but surprised I got it. I know Kevin was right there. I thought he was getting it. But I had to take a hot pick because I had bad nose damage. And I just waited, and I just put it on the top and hope for the best.
Yeah, I mean, without a doubt, it seemed to be a very chaotic and very calamity-filled racing surface with you guys out there. Now, I do have to wonder, some drivers, a lot of drivers actually, they hate when there's multiple yellows. They hate when it's start, go, start, or stop, go, stop, go. But some drivers, they like that time that they get to sit and read and adjust to anything that might be happening. In your opinion, do you think a heavily caution-filled race like that, do you think it helps you kind of analyze the situation, or would you rather just get down to the brass tacks and just go racing?
It kind of helped me just because I sold it so far back. I just didn't really like them when I sold it on the bottom because I couldn't find nothing, but I like it. But
Yeah, well, very well said. And we're going to let you get out of here to celebrate the P3 that you got here at Lanier tonight. But before we do, is there anybody you would like to shout out or thank for the performance?
Elite Performance for letting me on. They got some good sets. Kevin, I was in the car with Kevin. We was talking to each other, trying to figure out what the line would be. Frankie Thompson for the call. Dawson Rutherford Racing. Sweet Victory Appeal. Thompson Photograph. Kevin Walker. Ivan Godwin. And all of them back at EPI.
Yes, sir. Well, I'm sure they're going to be very happy to celebrate this podium with you up 15 spots. Going to be your P3 finisher here tonight, Dalston Rutherford.
Thank you.
And now we're going to switch gears and bring in our P2 finisher tonight, Mr. Steven Gaines. It sounds like I might have been interrupting something. I apologize on that behalf. But tell me, man, it was so perfect for basically the entirety of the race. That final caution comes out, and that's where it collapses, man. What was going through your head, and how's it feel?
Yeah, I mean, we were really good all night. I made a mistake, jumped to start. I was upset, not even at getting put back row or anything. It was just I asked for clarification on the rule and never got it. And it is what it is. That's besides the point. I mean, we had made myself work way harder than I needed to. I think we had something good at the end there, but we were destroyed. So just try to hold on to it.
Yeah, and it seemed to be a very yellow-filled race here tonight. I believe there might have been 8 cautions on the night. So when it comes to your strategy, you clearly had the right one. You had the right strategy formulated. Unfortunately, I mean, that last lap, that's literally all that stood in the way from getting it done. Now, I want to ask, in that caution-filled race, obviously, the track is going to develop a little slower than you might hope because there's not as many laps being ran in that small amount of time. You know, you have a lot of time for the, being slow off the yellow. And so when you have those yellow-filled nights like that, is it a thorn in the side? Was it a thorn in your strategy here tonight, or did everything kind of fall into place?
I mean, I wasn't really setting up for it to be a caution-filled race because, I mean, last week Evolution we ran or not last week, week before our last race, we ran so many green flag laps, so I wasn't expecting it. I mean, I knew it was going to be one lane somewhere, and I finally was able to get out front on one of the restarts. So I think it was like the first or second restart. I got out front by about a second, and I could finally cruise and play into what I was trying to do. And it's like every time you get out there and you get settled, it's caution. And it just throws you off your rhythm, and it makes it really difficult because, like, towards the end of the race there, what I was doing was going to get me home. Like, I think I mean, he would have got to me. He definitely would have. He was in the preferred line. But what I was doing, I think, momentum would have held us over to finish out the race. But caution comes out, and he's in the preferred line. He's doing everything he's supposed to do correctly, and I make one minor mistake, and it costs us the race. And it's just that rhythm. You get thrown all out of rhythm. You're lap 40, things don't go right, and kind of your mindset turns to survive or be destroyed. So
Yeah, without a doubt, I agree with you there. I want to ask, now that we are on a bi-weekly series here, round 3, which will not be next week, it'll be in 2 weeks, but we go to Lernerville. So we're going to be training in these high and narrow walls here at Lanier for some berm of death at Lernerville. Is that going to be one you're excited for, or do you not care too much for Lernerville?
Oh, Lernerville is probably my biggest circle track of the whole series. That's my favorite track. I grew up at a racetrack very similar, and ever since I've had the sim, I've kind of just ran laps there. I'm really comfortable there. I love long races there. I love the way the track plays out. It's throw them over your shoulder if you got them, and let it eat.
Yeah, without a doubt, I gotta say it's one of my favorite tracks on the official service here too. Well, we're gonna let you get out of here and celebrate that P2 finish you got here tonight. But before we do, is there anybody you would like to shout out or thank for the performance?
Yeah. I just I want to give a really big shout out to Nick Leonard, or not Nick Leonard, Nick Roberts for everything he's done. I mean, dude puts in a lot of hours, and we stay up front. We're not a setup shop. We do everything in house, and everybody tries and chase the setup shop, does their own thing, and we just stick to ourselves. And whatever we're doing obviously works because we're 2 for 2 on the podium, and we're learning a lot of big races. We're running up front in races, so I just got to thank him a lot. And Atlas, Blake Culver, probably my best friend. He paid for me to get in this league, and if you ever need a wrap or anything done, Atlas Design Company, get with him. RL work now too. He does some of the best work around here. Henderson Amusement, NLRA. That's my team. Love all my guys. They put in a lot of effort. Wouldn't be able to do it without them. Thank y'all for this league. It's very, very fun when you can get on and race on a Monday night for some points and hang out with your buddies. And thank you for putting on this broadcast.
Yes, sir. Well, I appreciate the kind words there, Steven, and I'm sure everybody appreciates the kind words that you're giving them. Your P2 finisher here tonight in the number 2 car, I believe, although I think 07 is the number you're registered
Yeah, 207. 207.
Hey, 207, baby. Shout out to 207. He's going to get P2 here tonight, Steven Gaines.
Appreciate it.
And now our final interview tonight, gonna go to our race winner, Jeffrey Hyatt, in the number 2. Although the league has him at number 11. Very clear that it was number 2 on the car here tonight. How about it, Jeffrey Hyatt? How you feeling?
I'm good. How you doing, Mac?
Hey, I'm doing fantastic. Now, I want to go out on record here and say, towards the beginning of that feature, I noticed you were running in that P12, P13 spot. I said Jeffrey Hyatt loves to play it slow at the beginning, and towards the end, he will come up and be a force, and what do you know? Although, not to downplay your ability or credit or anything like that, but it does seem like Steven Gaines had it all in his hand until that very last lap. Walk me through it. How did it feel when you saw him kind of just smack into that wall?
Yeah, honestly, I didn't know he hit it. I kind of come up off the bottom on the back stretch, and he wasn't out there, and I was kind of clear. But before that caution come out, I kind of started running the bottom and running it different, and I was like 2/10 faster than what he was. So I was hoping that caution wouldn't come out, but then started talking, and I was like, well, maybe the tires are sealed up. That's what some other guys in the chat were saying. Maybe his tires are sealed. So I think the caution kind of helped me more than it hurt me, to be honest.
Yeah, I think probably you would be right.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just my style, the way I kind of run. I'm always fairly good at saving tires. I don't know if it's just because I suck at the very beginning, or what. But yeah, I usually tend to just kind of hang around till about midway, and then I kind of start kind of trying to make my way forward. Now there've been times, no, it's bit me. It's bit me pretty bad a couple of times. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, it did not bite you tonight. It made you a winner in the league, in the DRT Season 3. You're back to victory lane, and I'm sure it feels good, but I gotta ask you about the remainder of the schedule, more specifically next week at Lernerville. I just talked to SG3. He said he loved Lernerville, so now that off the back of him making that, race-altering mistake on the final lap, you head into Lernerville next week. What's it gonna be like for you, and do you think you can repeat the result you got here this week?
That I don't know. I ran Monsters of Dirt the other night there, or last week at Lernerville, and kind of ran something different, and I felt really good. Honestly, I was kind of hanging with Augie at the end, till I kind of got taken out. But yeah, usually Lernerville's not my cup of tea because you have to kind of run the high line and kind of right there on the cushion. I kind of like being around the bottom. That's just more, I guess, more my style. I can't ride the wall and wall tap as good as these guys can. Um, but like I said, though, last week I felt pretty good there, so I'm definitely confident going in there again.
Yeah, no doubt about that. The berm of death hopefully won't be seeking you or any other driver, but hey, it has a way of finding people. Before we let you get out of here and celebrate this win, Mr. Hyde, is there anybody you would like to shout out or thank for the performance here tonight?
Yeah, I appreciate Crispy. I know he's kind of got this whole deal started. Him and Shots. So I like them. They doing what they're doing. Of course, everybody over there at Midwest Sim Sports. Shots kind of helped me a little bit before the race tonight on some qualifying and heat stuff. Kind of felt a lot better. Appreciate you for what you're doing, broadcast and everything, and your deal on Wednesdays. And hopefully, I can keep the momentum going.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I hate to be the plug on another series, but big announcement about WCW coming tomorrow, so stay tuned for that one. But that's going to be your winner here tonight. Jeffrey Hyatt gets it done in round number 2 of the DRT season number 3. And well, gentlemen, unfortunately, this is where I must depart. I don't know why I say gentlemen. There can easily be, not only gentlemen watching the races out here. I mean, look, you got it. It's ever expansive. It is all inclusive. If you like racing, this is where you need to be. This was round number 2 of the DRT season number 3. We'll go over those feature results for you here just real quickly. Jeffrey Hyatt getting your win here, and then you have SG3, Dalston, Rutherford, Kevin Horner, and Tyler Bickford making up the top 5. Scott Colm Jr., Aiden Lewis, Jordan McLean, Brandon Jones, and K-Dub make up your top 10. And then you have Wimhoff into Rourke, Johnson, Lambert, Gold, Tosh, Justin Upchurch, Jordan Indries, T.J. Boyd. I apologize, I went and clicked the wrong thing. Dylan Alford in P20, Willie T in 21st, Zach Staggs, Casey Borgmeyer, and Jamie Kroitoff rounding out your grid. I hope you guys enjoyed round number 2 of the Dirt Revival Tour. If you did, make sure to smash that like button. Comment down below. It's always fantastic seeing everybody be involved in the race chat. It's very, very appreciated. Thank you guys for inviting us into your home. Remember to check back next, or not next Monday, I should say. Gonna be the Monday after, July 13th. We'll be going to Lernerville for 70 laps. That will be one heck of a time. Well, ladies and gentlemen, take care of yourself. Take care of each other. We'll see you in the next one.